Welcome to Women, Men, and Relationships. I'm JJ Flazanes, your host. Thank you for downloading today's show. Well, what kind of show would I be if at the beginning of the year we didn't talk about weight loss on some level? However, this is going to be a different kind of show. I'm going to combine the idea of a little bit of detoxing, doing something different, doing a plan, doing a 30-day program. I'm going to combine that with some opportunity to have a side hustle or a business that could bring you extra income. When we did the next big step, one of the keys that I wanted to offer people was not only, because the room was not full of entrepreneurs, and some of you out there do not have businesses, and my goal isn't to make everybody an entrepreneur. However, there are people who experience scarcity of money, scarcity of time, scarcity of love. And that scarcity comes from not really knowing or understanding or feeling trapped in the story that you're currently in any area of life. And when it comes to money, what I have found is a lot of people have a job or an education or a career of some kind, and you never really think outside the box. You don't know how to make money in other ways, or all the opportunity that already exists that's in front of you that you've never tapped into. So today I'm interviewing Debra Lauzon, and she has been a sponsor and a supporter of The Next Big Step and of my book launch for The Invisible Fitness Formula, 5 Secrets to Release Weight and End Body Shame, which you can get your free copy at jjflazanes.com/book. And actually, I am doing a free webinar on Thursday, January 24th at 11 a.m. Pacific time. If you can't make it live, you can get the recording. However, it is the opportunity for you to come on for free live with me and ask questions. And of course, you can write in questions ahead of time too, if you want to attend or if you want me to address things in this way. But we're going to be focused around some of the biggest myths in weight loss. And again, that's January 24th. You're going to go to jjflazanes.com/myths, MYTHS. So jjflazanes.com/myths. And don't forget to get your free copy at jjflazanes.com/book. So Debra's been a huge supporter of me, and I wanted to pay that forward and support what she is doing because it is something that I actually do support. Her story and the company that she works with part-time, that eventually will be still part-time, but more full-time, is a company whose products I've used for a long time. There are a lot of multi-level marketing companies out there, and there are currently only 2. Let me think about that. There are currently only 2 that I have recommended people go learn more about because I use their products, and I think their products are things that you can use forever. And if you're going to use them, why not share them with others and make some money, even if it's just a little bit a month? So today's show will be addressing both of those kinds of topics. And one last reminder, because you do have 48 hours, it is January 8th, 2019. The last Releasing What Weighs You Down locally will be done in 2 days from now, and you still have 24 hours to buy your virtual ticket. So I'm going to stop trying to invite you people to come to the live event because by now it's probably too late for most of you. But you have 24 hours left to buy the virtual ticket, which means you get all of the sessions, you get all of the audios, all of the exercises, all of the healings, all the meditations, all of the literal exercise that we're doing. Jeannie's going to be talking about brain health and aging and the gut-brain connection and healthy detoxing for fat loss. We've got Lisa Thomas doing clearing inherited emotional DNA, and you actually get the healing sessions. And then there's so much more that's being covered and is well worth way more than the virtual ticket, and you get to keep it forever and use it over and over again. So you have 24 hours left. Go to releasingwhatweighyoudown.com. Again, that's releasingwhatweighyoudown.com to get your virtual ticket, because after the 9th, it will no longer be available. For now, it will be repackaged later, and it will probably be less sessions for more money or in a different way. It's just the honest truth. You're getting sort of like the really low end, here's everything. All I have to do is put it up and you get to go through it like you were there. Later on, when it gets repackaged into a new program, it will be different. I will have spent much more time, much more energy sort of focusing and only pulling certain things. This is the way for you to get all of it. And if you do buy it, you get it about 2 to 3 weeks after the event is over. The virtual ticket does not mean I ask you to sit at a desk for 4 days at your computer. I would never, never, never have anyone do that. So releasingwhatweighsyoudown.com. So today's show, Debra Lauzon has been practicing law for over 31 years as an employment rights attorney, helping employees fight for equality in the workplace and teaching employers how to comply with the applicable laws. In November 2016, preparing to exit the legal world and looking for a different way to help people, she became an independent consultant with Arbonne International and began her own global digital health and wellness business. Arbonne's products are botanically based, pure, safe, and beneficial. Debra has always been passionate about empowering women to be their own boss, build their businesses, and take care of themselves. She's excited to help others get healthy, feel better, and have more energy, sleep better, look younger, and reboot their body. She also loves showing others how to build their own asset income business. Debra loves her new business and the new way of helping others. She's always looking for energetic, self-motivated, ready to go to the top and work hard, positive-minded people to join her team. Welcome to the show, Debra.
Thank you.
So I've known you for a long time, and obviously I've known you first and foremost as an attorney, a very successful attorney in the South Bay here in California, Southern California. And I know that throughout the years you've been involved in different kinds of like health and wellness things. I remember that store you used to have on Artesia, was it?
Yeah, that's right.
Right, selling like food products and sort of like lower calorie, lower glycemic, I believe at the time. And so we reconnected maybe a year ago when I did my book launch, and you were representing Arbonne. And I've been using Arbonne for at least 10 years. It's a great company, but I'm really interested in how people get started and the transformation and the success that they've had to be with a company like that for so long, and to decide to put your time and your energy and your efforts into not only, using the products, but to share them with other people. So tell us a little bit about your story.
Okay. So like you said, I've been practicing law here in the South Bay for about almost 32 years now. And I've loved it. I'm still practicing actually, and I've had a great career. I've helped a lot of people, but I just have been wanting to do something different. And about 2 years ago, I started really trying to figure out what that would be. The skill sets, like, okay, what are my skill sets? I like to help people. I like people. I network. I like networking. But what the heck can you do with that? And lo and behold, I went to this event that a friend of mine hosted for a woman I didn't even know. And it was an Arbonne party. And I got introduced to the products. And I had also been looking for some products to use. I'd been trying a lot of different things and having reactions to most of them because I have a lot of allergies. And now I know because they had a lot of toxins in them as well. To make my skin healthier. I was starting to see age signs. I'm almost 58. And I love these Arbonne products. They didn't react with me for smell. My skin didn't have reactions. And I saw results fairly quickly on my face. And so that's what made me jump in. And I wanted the best discount. And I wanted to buy all of the products for the skincare. So I signed up as a consultant to get the great discount. And then probably a week or two later, I thought, well, you know what? This might be my what's next. And so I met with a couple of folks who have been doing it a lot longer and decided this was my next step. And I'm really glad I decided that. It's been about 17, 18 months now.
And I know that I've seen you post pictures. Arbonne does a lot of 30-day challenges. And why don't you tell us a little bit about your first experience? Had you done a challenge before deciding you were going to represent the company?
Well, no, I was never what you would call a healthy person. We had a low carb superstore that you mentioned years ago. I was all into that low carb Atkins living, and I did lose a lot of weight and felt well and had a trainer. And I think that lasted for about maybe 6 months. And then when I decided I didn't want to just eat whatever it was I was eating under that plan. I gained it back and then some. And so this 30 days to healthy living that Arbonne has, it's not, what I love about it is it's not a diet. It's learning a healthy way of eating and living. And the first time I did it, after I'd become a consultant, I think I dropped about 16 pounds in a pant size, but that wasn't what really got me excited about it. It was how I felt, the energy that I had. I was a 4-cup-a-day coffee drinker, and I still didn't have a lot of energy. Haven't had coffee in 17 months, and I have more energy than I've ever had. I feel great. I sleep better. All of those hot flashes and things that we go through as we get older are not as big as they were before. So I just love how I feel. So I now live that way 80% of the time, maybe 90% really, unless I'm on vacation. And then there are times every couple of months when I actually do the entire 30 days, 100%, with a group that I have doing it.
So what do you think made the difference for you as to why you've been sticking to it?
I really do think two things. One is how great I feel and realizing like, wow, my body can function pretty darn good if I take care of it and give it what it needs and, not all the junk it doesn't need. And I really never paid attention, JJ. I'd read your books. I've listened to you and other people, and I don't know why. It just wasn't the right click for me at the time. It didn't hit home. And this time it did. And I stick with it because I see the results. I don't feel well at all if I just, maybe eat the way I used to for a few days in a row. I do not feel well. My body has like a reaction like, whoa, what are you doing? And I think that made the difference. Plus, the 30 days with Arbonne is so easy to follow, and I need something easy. I'm still practicing law. I'm on the go all the time. I need something I can throw in a bag, have in court, whatever I need. And there's a private Facebook coaching every day that was great and helpful and helped me stay on track and know what to do and what was coming and how to do it, basically.
So do you think that something propelled you into sort of being ready for it? Do you think it was a financial component of wanting to share the products? Because did you start with the skin stuff or did you start with the food products?
I started with the skincare. I started with the healthy aging. I say I've unaged 10 years in my face in the last 18 months. And then I got into the nutrition products. So it's about 2 or 3 months after I started the business that I did the 30 days the first time.
Okay. Yeah. My last event recently, I provide all the food and it's all gluten-free and dairy-free. And there's a bunch of it that's vegan too. And I had a friend who's been a friend and a colleague in the podcast world for a while. And she attended my January event, although that one wasn't, I don't think, long enough for people to feel the difference. And she's been posting since the event that she's been gluten and dairy free and that the food and meals were really easy and simple and not expensive and weren't time consuming, and what a big difference it made in how she felt and how simple and easy it can be. So I hear you on the easy part. Definitely hear you on the easy part. And I do find that people who can simplify with something like a shake or a supplement or a bar, or especially when they're really busy, does make a difference. But have you shifted? Because I know some people want easy in that way, but then you can't sustain. I mean, you can sustain easy that way, but then there's real life. So what do you do in the interim when you go out to eat, or do you cook at home? Have you changed any of those habits because you wanted to keep up the momentum?
Well, I definitely cook more at home than I ever did. And I don't like to cook. I am not like you. I'm not a great cook and I don't like it. A lot of people do, but it's just not my thing. But, and I have a husband who's wonderful and he'll eat anything I make and say it's great. So I do a lot of stir fry type meals. We have a lot of vegetables. We do eat meat. We're not 100% vegan, so we will eat some chicken, but everything is grass-fed, no hormones, all organic. Everything we eat is organic now. I learned a lot. I educated myself. I guess that's one thing that made the big difference, and paid attention to what is going on in our food supply in America. And it is pretty scary what goes in and on your food that you don't even really know. I mean, I think you can eat the same thing here and go to another country and eat the same thing and have a totally different reaction because they don't have the pesticides and poisons on their food that we do.
Absolutely. Yeah, most people I know that travel to Europe can eat gluten or dairy and not have the same kind of reaction that we do here.
Right.
So for sure, absolutely. So what do you think is missing from people who are busy like you are and were? Is it just the ease, or was there something else that, physical or mental, like were you having headaches? Like you said, were you just lacking energy? Were you feeling the effects of aging? What else? Because besides the financial piece of wanting to find like your next thing, was there anything else pushing you towards really investing? Because you do have to spend a little time learning about all this stuff in order to want to do it.
Yeah, you definitely have to. I just, I had gained a lot of weight the last 3 years before I found Arbonne. I was, like I said, getting older, feeling older. And I started thinking, like, good Lord, one day I'm going to have some grandchildren and I want to be able to get on the floor and play with them and get up and have energy. And I just didn't feel good in my own body. And I guess I just finally, you have to decide, right? So I finally decided, okay, I got to do something and I need to do something different because I don't want to keep gaining and losing the same 30, 40 pounds or whatever it was every couple of years or over and over. And so I think I was just ready in a lot of different ways. And I was looking for something that would support me becoming what I wanted to be physically inside and out.
So would you say, you said it's been about 18 months. Would you say that most of the 18 months has been sort of a new way of living for you?
Absolutely. Oh, yes, absolutely. Even just the whole coffee thing is a whole new way of living for me. I mean, I probably saved thousands of dollars from Starbucks. Sorry, Starbucks. Just from not having the coffee because, like I said, I was a big customer. I would suck those things down, and I didn't just get the coffee. I got fancy coffees and frappuccinos and sugar. Sugar is my, what do you call it? The thing that is the hardest for me to give up. I'm like
Kryptonite?
addicted. Yes, I'm addicted to
Kryptonite?
that stuff. I can not eat sugar and then have something one time and then I immediately want more and more and more. And I can see how people have said, sugar is like being addicted to a drug. I've never been addicted to a drug except sugar. And I can totally relate to that. That has been the hardest thing for me.
So let's talk a little bit about some of the, there's positive things obviously in the products, in the system. I'm a supporter of Arbonne. I've been using the facial products for a while, and I like the vegan protein powder because obviously when I serve things to people who are plant-based, I like the way it tastes. I like the way it blends. So I'm definitely a fan. What about for people who haven't or have tried things like this before? Like, what would you say is different? Have you done any other programs that are like Arbonne but not Arbonne?
I've done things that had shakes. I've done Lindora. I've done Weight Watchers. I don't even remember what else I've done. Oh my God, I probably did that liquid protein stuff way back when. But this is different because it's, one, it does taste good, and two, it makes you feel good. So I think those other products probably had sugar substitutes that are now shown to cause severe problems. And when I think back to what I was just sucking down just because I wanted to lose some weight, not paying attention, it's no wonder that I would then, gain it right back because I wasn't learning anything. I think anybody can do it. Anybody can do this Arbonne 30 Days to Healthy Living. I tell people, okay, the first 3 or 4 days are going to be hell. It's going to be really hard. And sometimes people call me and they're like, oh my God, I have the flu. I'm sick. And I'm like, well, it feels that way because there are a lot of toxins in your body that are coming out. And people just need to push through those first few days of that feeling. And then they start feeling great and seeing how different it is.
Let's talk about it from a business side, since I know that part of the model for Arbonne is that you use the products and then it's something that people can also sell. And one of the things that we talked about, the next big step, were for people to, if they were wanting to make more money in their lives, if they're wanting to bring in some extra income, but they didn't want to leave a full-time job. I'm not trying to create entrepreneurs out of everybody, but let's say this is one of those areas, and I've been involved in so many in the past. And I think maybe you've been involved in a few of them as well. What makes this company different?
Well, one, this company is first, I mean, it's been around for 38 years, so it's not going anywhere. So it's a solid company. I wouldn't be involved with something that I didn't think would be sustainable. The reputation of the company, I checked that out. I'm an employment workplace attorney, and Arbonne to me is just the living example of everything I fought for people to have at their workplace, which is just total equality. We all are equal. Doesn't matter age, race, national origin, gender. None of that matters. Everyone's paid according to their own effort. So you work Arbonne part-time alongside your other job. You don't have to quit whatever you're doing, and you just build an additional income stream. You may just want $200 a month for a vacation fund. Maybe you want to build it to $2,000 a month for a college fund for your kids. Or maybe you just want to build it till you just unending, which is possible. And that's the beauty of it. No one's telling you what you have to do, how, when, how much. There's no ceiling, no glass ceiling in Arbonne. You can make as much as you want. They don't call you up and go, oh, well, now you've reached the limit, so that's it.
Well, what about, I've done a lot of MLMs in the past, and what about like the limits that you have to sell or things you have to buy? I mean, I remember Brain Garden, I vetted them pretty well. I went to Utah and went and
Wow.
heard them speak and went to their facilities, and I loved the products, and I was using the products and I was experiencing them, but I never made any money because I was eating my products. Like I would be, I'd be getting my own. And I know that their company has changed in the last 10 years as well, but if they're even still around. But how does Arbonne work in that way if someone's thinking, well, how
So
much do I have to shell out before I make anything?
right. Well, you don't have to have inventory, right? So what we do is we stop using whatever, and these are all consumable products that we all use every month. So we just stop using what we used to get at Target or, Macy's or wherever you shop for your personal care products. We start using our own products and buying it from our own store and getting commissions from our own purchases. And then we share it with other people. And, we share things with people every day, hairdresser, doctor, whatever, but they don't pay us to share their business. Arbonne pays us to be the one sharing the business because that's how it gets known. And there's no automatic every month you got to have a reship of this or that for consultants or clients. And our system is based on retail value because we're in different countries, so we just do everything off of a retail value. And if you are a consultant, to get paid, you need 150 retail value a month. And pretty much if you're using the products, you are going to spend that to replenish your products because they're consumable. All my hair products, all my skincare, all my personal care, my nutrition. I think one day I added it up and I probably use about 60 products a day, including everything from the time I get up and shower, all the products I use in the shower, brush my teeth, deodorant, my shakes, my protein bars, my skincare, and then at night, my skincare at night. And you just fall in love with the products. And it's really, you don't have to quote sell or hard sell because you just share the product with somebody to try it and people love it.
Yeah, no, I definitely have been a big fan. One of the things that got me at a networking meeting probably 15 years ago was the representative I was working with at the time pulled out it was a bucket and it had all kinds of kitchen cleaning supplies in it. And she said, do you know that these products, the ingredients in these products are in your facial care and your skincare? That was a pretty shocking moment. And I thought, no, I don't know that. So from then on, I started to learn about Arbonne. So I'm definitely a big fan. Now, if somebody is listening to this and they've never tried the products before, they may be interested in the business side of it, but they really want to try the products first, what should they do?
Well, they can reach out to me. I love to share samples with people to try the products. Arbonne has a 45-day money-back guarantee, so there's not a huge risk if they just even order some and try it. I think I've had 2 returns in 18 months, and one person was allergic to pea protein, like who knew they were allergic to peas? But yeah, they could reach out to me at Debra@DebraLauzon.com, and I'd be happy to share some samples, meet up with them and let them try my tester set for the skincare. And I love what you just told me about the bucket. I'm going to have to remember that.
Well, most people don't know the ingredients in their skincare. People don't know the ingredients in their food. I mean,
Well, yeah, people think the government is protecting them. People think the FDA is taking care of them, and they only ban like 13 ingredients. And the European Union bans about 1,300. And Arbonne has a policy of we have 2,000 ingredients we refuse to use in our products just because we want our products to be pure, safe, and beneficial. When I went to my first event, they told me about tallow, Tallow. I won't gross out people listening, but if you Google that, you will be like I was. I was grossed out and disgusted to know that that was in products that I was using and my daughters were using. It's in makeup, cosmetics, and that's when I totally switched. And I Arbonized my whole family, our house, my mom, my grown daughters, for that very reason, because what you said of what's in those other products.
now a lot of the listeners don't live nearby. This podcast it's in like 170 countries. So if there's somebody who's outside of this country, obviously anyone who's in the country, contact Debra, but anyone who's outside of this country, what should they do?
Well, if they are in one of the countries where Arbonne currently is, which is Canada, the UK, Australia, New Zealand, Poland, and Taiwan, they can contact me too, because I can send them samples there. We are about to globalize, I believe. Arbonne was purchased by a small French family-owned company called Groupe Rocher this year, and they are in about 100 countries. So I believe this is a ground floor opportunity, even though this company is 38 years old, for globalization that is about to happen, that's gonna just blow up this business. And I'm super excited to be in on it at what I see as the beginning, and the potential is unlimited. It just is mind-boggling how big this potential is.
Well, I learned something. I didn't know you could send product to all those other countries. So that's great. All right. So then you ship them some product if they haven't tried Arbonne before. Now, if they have and they're interested in the business side, what should they do?
They should definitely contact me. And my cell number is 310-990-9887. I would love to share the business opportunity and the business model more with them. Tell them about the 4 levels. Arbonne only has 4 levels. It's not complicated. And you can move through those levels fairly quickly, earn a Mercedes, and the average national vice president, which is the 4th level, is making about 20 grand a month.
Well, that sounds exciting. Now that person is working probably more full-time in the business, not part-time, correct?
Well, most of them, when they became national vice presidents, were still working their other job, and it's a 3 to 5 year business plan. It's not, call me today and tomorrow you're going to be making that kind of money. I tell people it's net work, not net hope or net wish. But yeah, if you're willing to put the time in for 3 to 5, 7 years. I met a woman recently who started her business 14 years ago, and she just kept plugging away. In the first year or two, I don't think she said she made anything. And now she makes over $200,000 a month. So it's really commitment and dedication and just sticking with it, because it just happened. I've met too many people, some that I know and some that I just met, who have had this success just by sticking with it. And hey, I don't know where you could show me another business model in 5 years. If I do that, I could earn that kind of money and take care of my family or whatever it is people out there need to do. I want to be able to help people. I want to, be able to invest in foundations and do philanthropic work that's important to me and that sort of thing. But I'm older. There are a lot of people out there that are young that are killing this business, and they don't want the same 9 to 8 job that they've seen their parents have, where they're stressed out. They don't have free time, they don't have time to take trips, and all of those things. The world is changing. You can do this business anywhere. All you need is a phone, a smartphone, or a laptop.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, I want to make sure that people know, again, where most easily to find you. You gave them a cell phone number. And again, remember, people that aren't in this country, do we have your website's Debra, tell them the website or your email address again.
Sure. The email is Debra, Debra, at Debra Lauzon, and that's LAUZON.com. And the website is www.DebraLauzon.com. And that'll link them to my Arbonne page if they wanted to check out the product.
Perfect. So be in touch with Debra for some sample products if you have never tried Arbonne before, and check it out. Go to her website, check out some of the products. I've been using them, like I said, for about 10 or 15 years, the skincare stuff, and they keep coming out with new stuff all the time. So I'm definitely a big fan. I would welcome anyone to look at the products and to consider it as either a side hustle or something you could grow into and build a life around. So Debra, I appreciate all the support that you've been giving to me. You provided some products in the swag bag for my book launch last year, as well as for the next big step that we just had this past weekend. So again, I appreciate all your support.
You are so welcome. I love watching what you're doing and how far you've come and how many people you're helping.
Well, thank you. Well, hopefully we can help more people together. So everyone be in touch with Debra. And Debra, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.